how to get Endo for beginners. Recommendation number 1, if you just need a little bit of Endo, is going to be to go into excavations. I know somebody's going to raise their eyebrows at me, but everybody always needs more creotic, and the rotation A for most of them is a 50-50 split between a few credits and some Endo. The first spot and the easiest, fastest spot you could be doing this is Tikal on Earth. And the better one is going to be Pluto's Hierarchon once you get that unlocked. These are both very easy because they are both infestation missions. In addition to that, you're going to get good affinity and resource drops because these are dark sector missions. This means if you take something like Limbo in there that could prevent the enemies from getting there, you barely even need to shoot. Enemies can do nothing about it, and you can chill out just grabbing yourself Endo as you progress the missions. If you've progressed a little further than that, and this video is going to be placed after the construction of the railjack in my playlist, and so therefore, if you're watching this and following the playlist, you should have your railjack unlocked. The next best place to go is going to be the railjack missions, especially if you haven't unlocked all of the nodes on all of the planets yet. Work your way through here. Obviously, as I said in those previous videos, make sure you've got the tier 3 weaponry on from your clan, and what you're going to find is that as you go through the missions, you are going to pick up all of these Mark II and Mark I and other items that you just don't really need. As you get those, you can just sell those for Endo, which over time, as you can see, can mount up to a decent amount of Endo that you can then go ahead and spend on your mods. Before we move on to some of the later game areas that you can go ahead and get your Endo from, I want to talk a little bit about Endo, economy, and impatience. Just so everybody knows, Warframe profits out of everybody's impatience. If you just chilled out and stopped rushing for everything, you would enjoy the game a hell of a lot more. What I want to make a point of here is when it comes to leveling up your mods, half of the Endo there is spent on that final point. And in fact, 3/4 of the Endo is spent on the final 2 points. Just bear in mind, if you are just starting out, you can last on an 82% instead of 100% redirection all the way up until the end of the game very easily. You could be doing end game content realistically with rank 7 mods, and this is not going to cost you very much Endo to do this. So in terms of progressing, don't try and over level individual mods. Instead, try to get all of your important mods to maybe 6 or 7, and then don't go past that until you have reached a later point in the game. In addition, there are so many other things to be farming in this game that I'm not entirely convinced that you should ever only be farming Endo, which is why everywhere that I'm pointing you to has secondary rewards outside of the Endo. In fact, they should be the main rewards in most of the times you are farming. See all of my maxed mods, and I know I'm probably not as impressive as some of the other bigger YouTubers that do Warframe stuff. I have never farmed Endo until today so that I can make this video for you guys. And it's worth noting that I still don't even have some of the Warframes yet. I'm going to be doing Sevagoth later on today, and a few others as well. So just progressing other stuff is going to net you a good amount of Endo anyway. And for those that are later in the game or that want to top your mods up, you want to get them to that level 10, you have 3 main options in my opinion. The first one remains Railjack. Until you've got maximum intrinsics, you've got Sevagoth, you've got Nautilus, and everything else that comes out of Railjack. There's a lot of rewards in there. Railjack remains a place where you should be going to grab some Endo from all the spare weapons. In addition to that, you now have the Zariman, the bounties from here, all of which drop significant amounts of Endo. So anything above the level 60 mark is going to give you significant Endo as you go through. You're going to need to do lots of these anyway to rank these guys up to get some of the strongest weapons. So I don't see why you wouldn't be doing these to get the Endo as well as progressing the faction at the same time. And what I would do in tandem with this is make sure you've got all of your focus lenses on so that you're earning focus as you do this, because you are going to be using maxed out weaponry in Warframes. And you should mix that in with the new to you arbitration. Obviously, this requires that you have all of the nodes unlocked, but the reward pool for this is extremely important. You get some very high-end mods. You can get a lot of focus whilst you're doing this, and it will also be dropping the Ayatan sculptures. In my particular example, you will see that we have 2 Ayatan sculptures. Come on over to your modding screen and click on your Ayatan treasures area. In this screen, we are able to go ahead and fill them with Ayatan shards. These are items that would have been appearing on the map as you loot and break open containers in missions. Obviously, farming these isn't an exact science. You just kind of run around and you'll just get them as you're going through missions. Fill these up and you'll be able to see down at the bottom here, each one is worth an amount of endo. If you want to grab that endo, press whatever button it is for you to go and visit Maru. Make your way over to Maru herself. For some reason, for me, she isn't marked on the map right now. Bit weird, isn't it? And if you haven't done it already, you can go and do a puzzle to get yourself one extra statue, but I really don't think it's all that worth it. You get to do this once a week and it's not like amazing, which is why I haven't turned it into something I recommend as a farm. Once a week is not a farm. If you were getting your endo from this one, like, you'd be sucking, right? No way. Instead, what we're doing whilst we are here is extracting endo from our Ayatan items. Now, you can just give unfilled statues, but you really aren't getting the best out of it. So your best option realistically is to save all of your Ayatan stars and then go ahead and give her some filled statues, and bam, we have ourselves some extra endo. That concludes my endo farming guide. Let me know what you guys think of it. Did this help you out? Did I talk a lot of crap? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you.